All right, let's jump right in. Today we're going to unravel a modern engineering mystery, one that's tucked away deep in the heart of the world's largest rainforest. We're talking about a river so huge, so incredibly powerful, that it completely defies one of our most basic human skills, building a bridge. I mean, seriously, think about this for a second. We have built bridges that span oceans. We've sent probes flying past Pluto and out of our solar system, and yet, the mighty Amazon River, right here on planet Earth, has zero, not a single bridge crossing it. How is that even possible? Why? This chart really just drives that point home. On one side, you've got some of humanity's most incredible achievements, things we thought were impossible. And on the other side, a big, fat zero for the Amazon. It really makes you wonder. It's not that we can't do it, technically speaking. The answer is just a whole lot more complicated. Okay, so to get to the bottom of this, we first have to wrap our heads around what we're actually dealing with. This isn't just any old river. It's a force of nature on a scale that is genuinely hard to imagine.
Let's talk numbers for a second. First up, length. For the longest time, we all thought the Nile was the world's longest river, right? Well, it turns out that recent studies show the Amazon is actually longer, stretching about 7,000 kilometers from its source high in the Andes all the way to the Atlantic Ocean.
And its width? Well, that's where things get really crazy. Sure, it's wide in the dry season, but during the rainy season, the Amazon can swell up to an unbelievable 150 kilometers across in some areas. That's not a river, that's a temporary inland sea. How do you even begin to build a bridge across that? And its size has a huge impact on the whole planet. Get this, the Amazon is so massive that it's responsible for 20%, 1/5, of all the fresh river water that flows into the world's oceans, all from this one single river system. It's just staggering. And this slide really shows the raw power we're talking about. Just look at that comparison. The flow of the Amazon absolutely dwarfs the Nile. We're talking nearly 20 times more water moving every single second. That's an incredible amount of force to try and build against. So we've got the epic scale down. But the next piece of the puzzle is all about the unique and, frankly, relentless challenges the Amazon's environment throws at you. This isn't just about building over water. It's about building on a foundation that's constantly changing. Yeah, here are the big four problems. You've got riverbanks that are always eroding and moving. The soil isn't solid rock, it's deep, soft, marshy muck. The seasonal floods are on a biblical scale. Oh, and the whole region is seismically active. Any one of these is a bridge builder's nightmare. Put them all together, it's almost a non-starter. And this really is the core of the engineering problem. A bridge needs massive pillars sunk deep into a solid foundation. But the Amazon basin? For hundreds of meters down, it's just soft sediment and marsh. Trying to build a bridge on that would be like trying to build a skyscraper on, a giant bowl of Jell-O. The ground just can't take the weight. And then there's the flooding we mentioned. The river doesn't just rise vertically. It expands horizontally, swallowing up miles of rainforest. The shoreline is literally never in the same place from one season to the next. So even if you built a bridge, half the year its starting point could be deep underwater. It's a total moving target. But okay, let's just pretend for a minute. Let's say we could overcome all of that. We have some magical new technology and an infinite budget. The conversation then totally shifts, right? It stops being about can we build it, and it becomes a much harder question. Should we? I think this quote really nails the next part of this whole story. Because the lack of a bridge over the Amazon isn't just because it's hard. It's also because a lot of people have made a conscious and probably very wise choice to just not. This table basically sums up the why not argument. As it is now, people get around by boat. It's local, it's relatively sustainable. There are very few large cities directly on the river's main stem, so there's no real economic cry for a massive highway. A bridge would completely change that. It would introduce cars, trucks, and industrial access to a place that has never had it. And once that access is created, you get this really predictable and really destructive chain reaction. See, a bridge is never just a bridge. It's a starting point. New roads spiderweb out from it, deep into the forest. And with those roads comes illegal logging, pollution, and permanent, irreversible damage to the ecosystem. And look, this isn't just some hypothetical scenario we're worried about. This isn't theory.
We have seen this exact thing happen already, and we have the receipts.
Back in 2011, a huge bridge was finished over the Rio Negro, which is one of the Amazon's biggest tributaries. And what happened next? Exactly what conservationists feared. The new roads it opened up led directly to a huge, measurable spike in illegal deforestation in what were supposed to be protected areas. It's a perfect and tragic case study.
So let's circle all the way back to that original question. The answer, it turns out, is a lot clearer now. The story of the Amazon Bridge isn't a story of failure. It's actually a story of maybe some hard-earned wisdom.
So here's the real takeaway. The fact that there's no bridge over the Amazon isn't a sign of our engineering weakness. It's actually a sign of respect. It's a recognition of nature's incredible power and, maybe more importantly, a recognition of our responsibility to protect one of the most vital ecosystems on the planet. And that kind of leaves us with this final big question to think about. As our technology gets more and more powerful, maybe our greatest test of ingenuity isn't about what we can build. Maybe it's about having the wisdom and the foresight to know what we should leave alone. What do you think?